Oh my god, do you hear that? That's the sound of Dungeons and Dragons! Hi everyone, I'm Criana here with my intrepid adventurers talking about Dungeons and Dragons and the Umbral Syndicate more specifically. So, who would like to recap what happened last time for a point of inspiration?
Oh god.
Not it. I already did it last time.
Gee, I guess I can do it. I may as well step up for once.
Love it.
For once.
About time.
Literally
Actually, it has been quite some time.
Recap the first 6 sessions, technically, from the haunt. So I think, yeah, you had, like, you needed.
So what you're saying is I should have had recurring inspiration for the past couple of episodes. Got it. All right, we can fix this. You can fix this.
Breaking up. Actually, I can't hear you. I can't hear you really well.
Yeah. So we started off. Shit. Where did we start off? Fuck.
That's a good question.
With
I think
John
we're all
disappointing a relationship.
Yeah, you guys split
We
off
split
into
the party.
Yeah, into
We started
groups of
splitting.
2. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. So we immediately
Agree.
were like, we're gonna split the party because that's the best possible thing that we could possibly do because we're just the smartest ever. And so each of us went off to do stuff. John and Sam went off to break up an engagement, which, to be fair, should have been broken off a while ago from the sounds of it. Really just was not going anywhere very quickly. And from the sounds of it, Bernadette is super into the idea of them helping destroy her potential marriage. So awesome. That's good. Then there is, Kadia and or sorry, not Kadia, fucking Kanari. Fucking, you have too many K characters. Anyways,
It's
Kanari.
The other one is me.
Yeah, it's Kanari, Karasa, and Kadia. It's too much.
That's valid.
Okay. Anyways.
I forgot about that one.
So Kanari and Varian went off and were like, we're gonna get some goats, and then they went to the goat farm, and the goat farm was really weird, and there were some normal goats, and then there was one goat that was just like, I'm a hardened badass, but I can't talk, so this is just in your head. I guess that's how it was narrated to me in my brain. And then there was a baby that kept following them around, and Kanari's just like, that's a weird baby. And Barian was just like, that is a very weird baby. Anyways, we would like to rent some goats from you guys. And the dude was just like, yeah, no, you can totally rent some. That's gonna be 1 billion gold. And we were like, ooh, that's a lot. That's so much. That's too much. Can we negotiate just a little bit? And he was like, I'll think about it. And then I was like, hey guys, we can see if we can get a refund from the syndicate. Keep your receipts. And so that's what we did. And then Agnes and Rowan went to the college to get some scroll. To get a scroll, a book, and some ingredients. Most of which, actually, all of which, was made out of diamond. God, everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
And they had a little moment with Merryweather where he was going way out of his way to help us out, especially considering how expensive and rare the ingredients were. And Agnes and Rowan were like, wow, you're like going super out of your way for this. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
We horribly failed our insights, so we have no idea why.
Yeah, he just seems like he's really sincere. And Agnes is just like, like a really nice guy, I guess, and hopefully that isn't a lie. And then we all got together and we were like, all right, let's go to the Juicy Jugs and meet up and have a nice little dinner date. And then we were talking about whether or not we should leave soon, and we decided we should leave soon because we have a very limited amount of time to deal with the baby. So we were gonna go that night because it doesn't matter if it's daytime or not, it's always dark. Everyone had some very expensive food. Agnes bought a round of wine for the motherfuckers that attacked us on the train because she's trying to be nice and hopefully that's fine and it doesn't cause a fight. She was trying to be polite. Everything's fine. And then we went up into the mountains and everything was going great. We hunkered down for a little bit and then Rowan heard a scream off in the distance and was like, "Hey Agnes, can you watch the camp while I go look for this?" And Agnes was like, "I trust you implicitly," and handed over Mr. Snips and then watched her walk off into the darkness.
I tried to stealth. Okay.
An attempt sure was made. And then she got, and then Sam just like snapped out of a dead sleep and was like, "I smell blood." And then we took off, and there was some really intense fighting. Rowan got downed and then got brought back up by a the sheer amount of nat fucking 20s from Sam in that game. That session was wild. It's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, now she's fine and everyone's fine and there's more sounds of more of those things off in the distance. It's not great.
Perfect summary. You can go ahead and take a point of inspiration.
Yeah.
And yes, we will go back to where you left off, in the middle of the frozen mountain. Whoop, there you are. Just reeling after the battle. I believe Rowan healed everyone. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I should start deleting my crows. Because my spell fades.
I cannot grab my token.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because I updated your token, remember?
Correct.
I'm sorry, Agnes.
Yeah, just murder her. There we go.
Quick update your character sheet too while I'm at it. Alright, so it is up to you guys. What do you do next now that you are hovering above this corpse of this mysterious creature?
Well, we hear way more off in the distance.
You do,
so...
you hear, it does sound all female, all different tonals of screaming for help. They're not all the same, they're very different, but you do hear multiple in the distance. Not nearby yet, but that's subject to change.
I recommend that we at least regroup back at the goats.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's do that. I'm not going first, please.
In character, John is gonna ask, should I turn off my sword? Will that attract them?
They're already attracted.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
As everyone starts shuffling off, Agnes takes a step down and then drops to her knees and vomits up black. And just pouring out.
Sam looks like he wants to help, but also has no clue. He just looks at that and go,
Sorry, no, I'm fine. She's essentially just like trying to cover up her mouth with a handkerchief. It's not doing much. It's just kind of covering and soaking in.
Forgive me, Agnes, but we should probably get moving. Do you mind if maybe one of us picks you up?
I can walk. No, it's fine.
Alright, do you need help?
No.
He puts out his hand anyway, because Agnes is one of those people.
There's...
Varian is going to roll something to see what the heck this is.
Okay.
Bleh. Bleh.
Oh, God.
Would also like to see what the fuck is going on.
Agnes, would you like me to message them, or would you like to message them?
I can.
Okay.
If it helps, I'm also going to throw in one of these.
Interesting. Ooh. Maybe you should message them then.
Okay.
Because you might... I know her end of things, but I don't know if there would be anything further that you would want to add because of that.
Gotcha. Yeah, why don't you send him your end of things? Let me know what you send Piph and Kanari, and I'll update Piph on additional information based on kind of what you send.
Hey, Criana.
Yeah?
How heavy does the monster look?
Oh, shit. It's pretty, it's honestly, it's more, bones. You gotta imagine it's pretty light, but it is very tall. So it's not necessarily the weight that would get you, but sort of the awkwardness of carrying it, if that's what you are asking.
All I want to do is just hide it behind the log.
You could absolutely do that. Yeah, you would have no problems dragging it.
Yeet.
I just want to hide it a little bit in hopes that it
over
takes him
here?
a bit longer to find the body. Yep, that works.
Okay, cool.
Farewell, ma'am.
Send that to you first.
Okay. There's Piph. Okay. Sorry. I'll try not to make too much noise. Feel free to continue. As I message Piph, I will intervene as necessary. But if you guys want to head back to camp, the only thing you would notice is that the goats seem unfazed, but you can tell that Grenadine, the badass goat that Barian requested, is kind of thrashing a little bit around his bindings that you guys expertly tied him.
And Sam, after you just kind of stand there and hold out your hand, she will reluctantly take your hand and let you lead her or carry her or whatever. She's just trying to cover her face as much as possible.
He respects that she said no carry, but you know that thing that people do when they're like, no, I don't want to be a bother. Even though they clearly look like they're having a time.
Okay, Grandma.
It's just like, I really don't mind helping you, so yeah, he'll kind of help her.
Snips isn't actually there. What? Where the hell did Snips go?
I don't know, it's so dark!
Oh god, I didn't do anything, I'm typing to Piph.
Somebody dragged Snips over to the edge, and I was just using it for light for this recording.
Shit.
Was not there.
Does John give off light for everyone else because of his sword, or is it just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he still gives off light.
Oh, did you snuff out your sword?
No, yet. I was going to once we're in the camp.
Okay, gotcha.
I was purposely, in my mind, John was holding up the sword trying to give off light for people who don't have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's the best option you can do right now. It's so fucking dark.
Actually, do I have anything that would even... I do not. Okay, well, that's fine. No, that's a lie. I have light. Never mind.
But where did Snips go?
Do you want me to bring
To the
Snips
void.
back?
Yeah.
Okay, Snips, come back.
That's so weird.
Snips.
Okay, yeah, so for some fucking reason... Oh, there we go. It fixed itself.
Yeah.
He might have accidentally got pulled, like, off screen, like, off the map.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
My boy.
Snips is technically still on Rowan. I was just using him for light for the... Yeah.
Yeah, and once we're back in the camp, I'll turn off my sword.
Okay.
Is that like a once a day type thing, or it just requires an activation?
Just requires activation, if I remember correctly.
Good.
That's cool.
So, gang.
Well, I see we probably just to quickly add a character. I see we either have two options. We can either try to hide ourselves as much as possible, or just set up for combat.
Yeah?
Those are basically the two options that I can foresee at the moment being available to us.
I have a trick up my sleeve, but it requires me to take a long rest.
Basically, do we want to stealth it, or do we want to go full predator on this?
Yeah.
If we can stealth it, but be prepared, I think that'll be best, because we are going to need rest.
Then I guess we should just put out the campfire for the moment. Just know as less light as possible, because it's kind of a beacon.
Mm-hmm. Keep two people out on watch at all times, just in case they get close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you would be aware, too, that the goats do emit a light from their horns.
Oh!
Yeah, they've got the little runes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't turn off the goats.
Not with that attitude.
We could stuff them in the tent.
We can with a gun!
I cast gun.
We always put the goats in the tents.
No, we can also... Can we put cloth around the horns? Will that cover the light?
Do we have cloth? We have.
Oh, I have cloth.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys could easily mask the horns, should you choose.
I also don't want the goats becoming monster
Targets.
food.
Yeah.
We're not getting our deposit back.
Yeah.
Not if they get eaten.
Yeah.
So, put out the campfire, wrap the goat's horns with some cloth. Do we want to attempt somehow to put any sort of like a... We don't have like an alarm spell thing, but we could always do something very basic, like some sort of tripwire thing.
I don't have alarm? What the fuck?
we took alarm in the other game.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. You guys
when you got
have
Ritual Caster. Yeah.
So we
and
don't,
that too.
So we don't have alarm, but we could maybe set up something just super basic.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I don't know if we're interested in it, but I do have like fog cloud or something that I could toss up somewhere.
Yeah. Like I said, I could have something up my sleeve, but it requires me switching out spells, which requires a rest. A long rest.
No matter what, we need to rest.
Yeah.
Both the goats and ourselves before we move on, because we're just going to keep finding more things. If we waste all our energy on these right now, we're just going to be fucked in a few days.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is we do at least the two things we are very set on doing. Try to put out the campfire, wrap the horns.
Which I can do. I can turn out the campfire.
And we do a 2-person rotation of watch. And we just go from there.
Okay.
Who can see in minimal light?
I can.
I have dark vision. For X.
I don't.
I don't either. Arian?
Nope.
Okay, so one person who can see, one person who can't.
So you can?
I cannot. It sounds like it's Rowan, Sam, and Agnes.
I thought Agnes could not.
You can.
Oh, okay. Then we're good.
All right. So you guys put out the fire.
Mhm.
Take that out.
I'll
we're
just
covered.
mold earth it. Cover it with
Okay.
dirt.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. And then you are covering the goat horns, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With cloth.
Agnes will pull out just a unreasonable amount of like bed sheets and like curtains and just handing them out.
Ever the hoarder.
Of course.
Okay, perfect. The three goats don't really seem to give a fuck. But Grenadine is going to fight you on wrapping his horns. So
I'll
you
hold
will...
a bitch down.
All right. Are you? So you're doing?
We're not playing right now, Grenadine.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh fuck.
Could Agnes help by finding like something for Grenadine to like chew on to try and like placate and distract? I could roll like a nature
like a
or
dog.
something.
Appeal
Listen.
to her goat nature.
Yeah, you can roll me a nature check. See if you can see anything that maybe goats might like.
Eh,
I mean,
it's a
you're
little goopy right now.
yeah, you're still having your goop issue, but also it's kind of hard to find anything in sort of the snowy landscape that is around you that Grenadine would like. Grenadine seems very unhinged right now, and he's even like grendling. Wow,
Grendling.
Wow.
He's
Oh
growling.
god.
He is
What
growling.
about? Oh, go ahead, Burn.
How about we do good cop, bad cop? I'll try and just soothe him first, and then if that doesn't work, Kanara, you can just try and hold him down.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say I also have mint tea leaves that might help.
You can try giving it to him. Okay,
You know
so what are you
comes
what are you
great
gonna
with
do?
Snow.
Brr.
The best breath on any of them.
What are you doing first then? So Rowan's gonna try and placate the goat, or is Agnes gonna try and give the tea leaves first?
Rowan can try first.
Okay. Just give me one moment. All right. Let's give it a shot. Are you kidding me?
God damn.
Oof.
It worked
almost
once,
just
and
died.
he said, "Nope, not again.
Yeah,
Not this time."
you're not my Scarlett Johansson to my Hulk. He just kind of starts, Grenadine up until this point has been very docile, similarly to the other goats, but Grenadine right now is just like thrashing around, and as you approach, he attempts to even like headbutt you.
All right.
So he is not having that shit right now.
Then
It's fine. It's as good as it gets. Maybe we could just,
the more he thrashes around, the more likely it is that it will draw those things in. We should try to calm him. And Agnes will take out the mint tea leaves and hold it out to the goat.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh.
Same result.
Jesus.
Grenadine is like, you see him, he's trying to lunge at you with his horns, and he's snarling at you.
Grenadine, now is not the time.
Baron is gonna go up to this goat and he's gonna headbutt the goat.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Piph.
In camaraderie.
Bonding.
For
I don't
for
know.
The sake...
I don't know entirely what to roll
Right?
with.
Would that be an attack?
I think that would be just an unarmed attack with your head.
All
Speak
right.
the goat's language.
We have to talk to each other like goats. We have to
Godspeed.
ram each other in the head. Let's
Natural
see.
20? Huh?
That'd be so funny.
I
That
don't
would be
think
so
I have
funny.
an unarmed, but do I just roll strength? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
blood?
Yeah. And
yeah.
+3 for your proficiency, so that's going to be 14.
14.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you do land a good headbutt attack.
I just try to lock heads with
you're
this
not trying
goat
to
for
do
a bit.
damage. Okay, so go ahead.
I'm gonna hold there and then see like if it is just like trying to if it's just angry and wants to headbutt something, or if there's a little bit more going on.
Roll me an insight check.
Ooh.
With advantage because you managed to headbutt it, so you have some
All right.
camaraderie now.
Alright. Advantage. Insight.
Bonded as
13.
bros.
Okay. Let me message you.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
When you speak goat, you gotta headbutt the goat.
Look, I know a few languages, but goat's not one of them.
I'm just messaging Piph all of the secrets. Okay, cool.
He will back away from this particular goat's head and go, well, it might have been in a similar situation. It could lead us to a better place. Barian starts untying the gun.
Oh dear god.
Are we sure that we want to move? Is it safe enough to leave?
I trust Barian enough.
I trust anyone who's been in this situation before.
Grenadine pulls out a cigar. No, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So, you untie Grenadine from his post?
Yes.
Okay. As you do so, Kanari and Sam, Grenadine bolts through you, and he stands right here, unmoving, kind of bent forward, as if he is preparing himself for a battle.
I misread. Seems just would like to be a part of the defense force.
Well,
And actually, he might, he's gonna go over and he's gonna start gnawing on the bindings on the other.
I'll start undoing the bindings.
Alright.
I'm just imagining Kanari over in the corner, just like, oh, we are absolutely not getting this deposit back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck.
I'll work on the other one.
Grenadine, don't chew on that!
Grenadine is just chewing on the horns and the bindings, trying to deal with the situation.
I would work on the one that she's chewing now. Hopefully while possibly getting them to stop chewing on that one. We only have so much supplies.
Roll me an animal handling check for
Like,
that last one.
trying to lean between the two. Like,
Yeah,
please
go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead, roll an animal handling check one more time.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, he chews right through that shit.
No!
He swallows it whole like a spaghetti.
Oh,
man.
that's goats.
And
Good luck
Yeah, you-
passing that, man. Jeez.
They won't have an
Fiber.
issue. They'll be fine.
You see, Grenadine is much more aggressive than the rest of the goats. The rest of the goats are just kind of they're almost like following Grenadine, and they sort of form a line here,
Hut
And
1,
they-
hut 2.
and they don't move.
All right, I guess we'll trust the goats.
All right.
Outside of the goats, who wants first watch?
I will take
Oh.
all the watches.
You sure?
It's not the first time I had to stay up all night in the wilds.
Will you be fine tomorrow if you don't rest?
He looks back a little and goes, "It's mostly going to be negotiations when we get to a town, correct?"
What do you mean?
Probably a little bit of searching if we can't find the sun as quickly as possible.
I might be a little fatigued, but I should be fine.
Okay.
If you feel at all tired, wake one of us up, and we can join you.
He nods.
All right,
I-
let's go.
I will stay up with him. We should be doing this in pairs anyways.
Same
Okay.
question. Will you be fine tomorrow if you don't sleep?
She nods.
Do you
Are you
guys want
lying
the
to
fire
me?
back on?
Oof.
Just immediate. You lying?
Same reason why Sam was like, "No, I'm gonna take her hand." It's like, I don't trust you. Only the truth about this.
Lying or not, you seem to be in a bit of a rough shape right now, Agnes. I'll stay up.
Yeah, so I'm just I was gonna try and be sneaky about this, but then she got a nat 1, which comes to negative 1 for deception, so she is
She goes
right now.
She goes, I am fine.
Just immediately into her handkerchief.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kanari, Varian staying up. Either you guys feel tired, come wake one of us up and we can join you guys while you rest.
Understood.
Alright, rest of us, let's get as much sleep as we can.
Do you guys want us to relight the fire? Or are you good?
I can conjure lights if need be.
I was talking about warmth because it's cold out here.
Well,
Varian is standing there steaming. He goes, "I am fine."
Kanari?
give me a second. I'll check something real quick. I can handle that as well, actually.
Alright. In that case, good night. Rowan's gonna, wave her hand in front of her and a grave will pop up in front of her as the dirt just shifts forward and she just flops down and waves the dirt onto her.
I fucking love Rowan.
Sam blinks.
At that point, if she wasn't such a heavy sleeper, she could literally just be our early warning system. Just stick her at the edge of camp.
Yeah.
You see like Kanari's hand like reaching towards the journal on her side, and it twitches for a second before she's like, maybe not right now.
Alright.
Oh, say what you want to say, do what you want to do. She's fucking asleep.
it's more like maybe I shouldn't try and take extensive notes on this while we're in the middle of trying to protect ourselves.
Yeah, right?
Agnes, come sleep in our tent so you're not alone.
The Edgelord tents.
Into the Edgelord tent.
I mean,
To the
there's enough black going on.
Come on, Grandma, let's put you to bed.
Yeah,
My
you
sparrow's running.
say that, and she, like, there isn't even a moment of resistance. She just, like, shuffles through.
Kanari, are you also going to bed?
No, I'm staying up with Barian.
You're staying up with Barry?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like then, as you guys take up the watch for the evening, to roll me a d20.
Jeez!
God damn, guys.
Oh my god.
Feast or famine. Wow.
Wow. Holy shit. That
Now
is
what, Criana?
incredible is what it is. Hang on. Let me look at my notes.
The thing is, she's rolling an encounter for us on a table, and both of those are terrible options.
I love that all of a sudden thousands of these monsters jump out of the trees, but then all of a sudden Grenadine just like karate chops all of them
Pulls
away.
out a machine gun. Okay. No, great. So as you guys are watching, you do hear whoop. Map moved slightly. I'm on the wrong layer. You do hear once again more of the crying, the screaming for help, coming from out of the camp, and you do hear one that comes a little bit closer. Do you guys do anything as you hear one slowly get closer to the camp?
Do I know the direction?
You hear it coming towards the north from the upward path.
You know what? I'm gonna take notes from Grenadine.
Yeah, just hold position. Prepare a spell in case something happens, but...
You do see, kind of amidst the darkness, a creature that looks similar to the creature you fought previously. And as it approaches, it kind of backs up suddenly from your position. And as it's like crawling by on its knuckles, like you can hear its bones cracking in the darkness. You can hear that same voice. It's a woman calling for help. And as you hold position, it slowly walks on by. And you hear the same voice calling for help into the darkness until you can't hear it anymore.
Can I get an insight to see if it is concerned or just didn't see us?
Sure, yeah. Roll me an insight check.
Oh, that's with advantage. Sorry about that. 5.
With a 5, it's really hard to tell.
My old man eyes can't see in the dark too good.
Your old man eyes have some problems. Canary, holy shit!
It's okay, I got you, Grandpa.
Opposite end. So Barian, while you see this creature walking by, it's sort of hard to tell exactly what it's looking at or what it's doing specifically, but it because its eyes are like sunken in, like it's just like blackness in its eye sockets, and it's very dark for you. You're having trouble even making out this creature as it walks by. Canary, as you are watching this creature move by, she noped out of that random encounter. I love you guys. Canary, as you see this creature walk by, you notice it's very subtle. It seems to flinch away as it starts. You see it seems purposeful that it's coming at you, but as it gets to a certain point, it flinches away, and almost instinctually you see it kind of recoil and maneuver around your camp, and move past.
Okay. And just to clarify, when Grenadine was chewing up all of our supplies, right?
Yeah.
Was he, she? I don't remember what Grenadine was.
I think it changes.
Probably, yeah. It's fine. They.
It's gender fluid.
Gender fluid goat. Godspeed. Did they also like take off the cloth that was on the horns?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And as you guys continue throughout the night, you don't hear anything quite as close by as that one creature that you just saw pass. The crying sounds of these female voices seem to fade out into the mountain, being masked by the sound of the wind and all the other elements happening around you. And we eventually approach into morning. All right, so you guys are okay? You all wake up. After a night's rest.
How's Agnes doing? She's still vomiting ink.
She is back to normal by the time it becomes morning. She's looking a little tired around the eyes, and her, like, normally the goo like dissolves away with like water and stuff. The front of her dress and her handkerchief are just fully stained black. And she is not making eye contact. It's very apparent that she is kind of embarrassed about the whole thing.
If I don't look at anyone, then it's all fine. Then it didn't
Dog
happen.
energy.
If nobody ever acknowledges it ever again, then it didn't happen.
We don't need to talk about this.
As Agnes comes out, if I can see that her stuff is stained, I will cast Prestidigitation as she goes by.
Oh, thank you.
She'll just smile.
All right. Perfect. So, is there anything you guys would like to do, or would you like to head on out?
I think Sam just asked the two that were on watch, like, anything in particular happen, just...
Had a close call once, but it seems whatever these goats were doing seemed to have done the job.
I think they may be fearful of light. Could possibly require further research, but I'm very, very much in the understanding that that's not going to happen, and I would prefer it that way.
Well, that would be good to know in the future, if that ever happens again.
Barian, from the standing position he's been in, like, gets into a more spreaded position and starts just, like, stretching, and you hear cracking of bones.
Skeleton.
Well done, everyone. He pats Grenadine on the side.
Grenadine will, as you pet Grenadine on the side, he kind of wiggles his butt. Like he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we sure we didn't rent dogs?
Who knows what Grenadine is, honestly?
Grenadine is whatever he wants to be.
It's
And
just
Stone energy.
it's a trickster god in disguise.
So, what are we doing
Loki.
next?
Kanari just looks over towards you, Barian, and squints.
We should
Hand
If no one
does
calls it,
that.
I'm calling shotgun.
We should probably pack up and get moving while we have the chance.
And
Agreed.
someone should dig up Rowan.
Oh God, Rowan! Hang in there, buddy. We're coming to get you. He's digging like handfuls of dirt.
It's all
What you were expecting, Bert.
I didn't know what I was expecting, but this is great. So this is all soft dirt because it's been mold earthed, and you get to the point where your hands dig up enough dirt to see Rowan's back. Do you poke at it?
He's face down.
She is faced. She just flopped into the grave.
Does she
I think
always
she's
sleep
dead.
face down?
Not always.
Okay.
Hang in there, buddy. We're coming in to get you.
You're still digging?
I have to get the rest of the dirt off of you.
I guess. After enough, like, pushing and shoving, her head will pop up and look over. What? What do you want?
Oh, hey, the goddess, you're alive.
What?
That's a vampire. Wait a second.
Yeah. Technically, I'm not.
Good point.
What?
Technically, I'm not alive.
Oh, I
Sorta.
thought you meant technically you're not a vampire, and I was like,
So
what
did
else?
I.
No.
I was like, wait a minute.
Could have fooled us. My
So
goodness.
did we survive the night?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it.
We
God, if
dead?
I was a different character.
All right. Hey, Sam. Come here.
Hmm?
Come here. And she's
I
gonna
don't
get
want
out
to
of the
be
grave
in the dirt.
and motion all of the dirt off of her and the dirt closed, so it's just flat again. I'm gonna need you to do yourself and me a favor. Okay? Remember what we had to wear when we went to that temple?
Yes.
Just bundle up again. Just in case. Okay?
All right.
Good.
Do you suspect they will be unkind to us?
No. In case we have to encounter those bastards, I have a trick up my sleeve.
Hmm. Can I ask what the plan is that I am favoring for?
Well, it's been a very long time, but I once learned how to summon daylight. So I'm gonna try that if this
Ah.
happens again. There's a chance it might not work, Who knows? Technically, my god's dead, and she's gonna pat you on the shoulder.
Well, I will suit up.
Please.
Sorry, I just wanted to know why I was
Yeah, that's
going
fine.
along with the plan.
Yeah, you just don't want to get hit by this stuff, because it's not fun, and it's too warm. Too
Is
warm.
that what it feels like?
Yes. Have you ever been in an oven?
Not that
I
I can
wouldn't-
remember.
I would imagine most people have not been inside an oven.
Not a fun experience, let me tell you that.
Why were you inside an oven?
Anyways.
Kanari
She's
furiously making notes.
Put her mask back on.
Oh.
I am just a guy. I'm just a guy.
Barian
She's-
is. Sorry,
She's
go ahead.
just gonna wave you off and summon. Oh God, what? Where is it? Summon the little man.
Summon that little guy.
Yeah.
Little mans. What's Varian doing?
He's just packing up this tent.
Agnes will assist him.
He's going around in
Yeah.
his usual like small grunts and be like, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
ooh. Little- yeah, yeah.
Oh no! Ah!
Oh, no, let me help you, Agnes.
Agnes!
Agnes, hold on. There you go.
Okay, we're fine.
The
Agnes,
darkness
stop
almost got you.
becoming the void.
All right. Perfect. So yes, as you all pack up, some of you listen out for any more of those crying creatures, and you don't hear anything right now as you all continue your journey. You guys travel as you did previously, some of you sharing a goat. I think Rowan is the only one who has her own goat. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think
She's
so,
kind of
yeah.
larger than the rest of the group. So you guys continue on your journey following the path that has already been laid out for you. And you can even see, despite the massive amount of snow that has fallen overnight, you do see indents in the ground that would indicate that this is a well-traveled road. And as you are traveling, you hear, probably after about an hour and a half, that crying voice. Sort of following from behind, keeping a very far distance, but you do hear it. Do you choose to do anything?
Squint.
All right, gang. Do we ignore it? Do we yell "fuck off" at it? Do we go
Throw
over
a
there and
snowball?
feed him up?
I'm thinking we mock it and we start crying back at it.
That's some peak
All right.
pro activity, right?
I
there.
can do some
I'm vibing.
prestidigitation to make those sounds.
Me too, I guess. Wait. I have to check if my prestidigitation does that. Probably.
I have thaumaturgy.
Can I are there any, like, I know it's snow all over the ground, but are there like any twigs or anything or sticks that would be on the ground as we're passing?
Oh, for sure, yes.
Can I just like instantaneously light a single one on fire as we're going past it, just to like get a little more distance? Just every
Sure.
so often, not trying to start a fire or anything,
Sure.
but
I mean, you're surrounded by snow, so
Mhm.
it's, it burns rather quickly, but you yeah, you can. How are you lighting? Just through prestidigitation or other means?
yeah, I can also, there's something else that I have that I can throw out there, but mostly that, yeah.
Totally fine. Okay.
After the third time you do that, John is gonna look over and say, like, "Why are you doing that?"
Well, if they're afraid of light, possibly get a bit more distance.
They didn't care about the fire on my sword last night.
She just shrugs. It's a
Okay.
hypothesis.
Arvis will say, if they get closer, Master wants to try and cast that spell, but only if they try to attack us.
Sounds like a sick plan. Barian's in.
So don't fret. There's only a 50-50 chance of this working, but we'll try.
I love those odds.
Better odds than normal.
As she
It either works or it doesn't. 50-50.
as she sets another stick on fire in the distance. My second hypothesis is that they just follow movement.
Maybe.
Well, if it keeps its distance, I think we should just be aware but ignore it.
All right.
Treat it like a bear.
Would hate to lead it to town.
It's probably aware of town anyways.
Hmm.
And if a town out here, they probably have precautions set up regardless.
Well, let's hope.
If not, we'll help the town, I guess.
Wouldn't be the first time I've had to do that.
Assuming they let us in.
Well,
Sorry, that was... Inside thoughts.
Inside thoughts. Apologize.
I mean, you're not wrong. They might be extra protective. Especially with another town over that apparently has a cult.
Right, so, just so I'm understanding the situation, as you guys are progressing every now and then, Kanari is lighting a stick or a branch or whatever she sees on the ground on fire to help stop this creature from following after. Is that correct? No one else is doing anything?
I'm waiting until they start to attack, and then I'll
Gotcha.
pull out the shotgun.
Actually, you know what? In addition, Criana, I'll sort of like alternate between doing that and then also doing like testing both hypotheses at the same time, like a true little researcher. We'll also every so often just have a minor illusion go off on the other side to see if it attracts it somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Great. Perfect. Okay, so as you all are traveling through this mountain range, you do consistently hear this creature, right? Every now and then it seems like maybe it might be a little bit further away, but it seems to quickly regain whatever distance it has from you. And after an hour of traveling, whether it be from its own boredom or from whatever Kanari is passing on to it, it seems to deviate. And you suddenly hear the crying go off in a different direction, leaving you all with the silence of the mountain range before you. And as you continue to travel, hours pass, and you're navigating through the snow-covered mountains. And you do feel like your breath growing shallow from the thinning air. You know, your skin is numbed, it's cold. And the path itself is nerve-wracking. It's a tightrope between solid ground and sheer cliffs. And at times it's only barely visible through the darkness. And some of you have an easier time of gauging this. And the goats seem to be aware of where the path is and always lead you to the correct place. And just when you're feeling exhausted and tired and your spirits are down, several hours after you have left, you do see a faint glow on the distant horizon that offers a bit of glimmering hope. And as you reach an overhang, you gaze upon the breathtaking sight of a town, the town of Whitewick. It's nestled in a rugged embrace of stone and boulders on this mountainous landscape. And it seems it's much smaller than the capital of Meyerfell, which you guys have all been to, and is where the Umbral Syndicate is hosted. But it carries its own sort of vibrant energy. As you can see, even from this distance, that the streets are bustling with energy and people going about their daily routines. You guys have made it! What do you want to do?
Wait.
Woo!
Finally.
Great game, everyone. See you next
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Beautiful.
See you next week.
That's the end of our
Yay.
campaign, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
They traveled to one town, and they did it.
Woo!
Finally.
To buy the full game.
We'll be releasing patch 2.4 in the next coming months. Keep an eye out. It's gonna be great, I swear.
Don't worry,
Don't
episode
forget
2
about-
will come out next week with the boss fight that we skipped.
Yeah.
What do you mean it never came out?
Don't worry about it.
It was
Everything's
cut
fine.
due to budget restraints.
The
All
budget
right.
restraints if the game got canceled.
Serious question.
Yes.
Do we actually, as a group, before stepping into this place, kind of check in with each other? Or do we just kind of go in and continue our particular little quest?
Agnes,
I'm
the
down with
entire
whatever.
time that we've been traveling on the goats, has had her face buried in a book. So that's gonna have to be determined by someone else. She is
Okay.
checked out.
I think Rowan is too embarrassed about what happened to even talk to anybody.
I think once we start, like after that monster is left and we start getting closer to town, and it feels a bit more safer, John will look over at Barian and go, "Some pretty good hits you gave out last night."
Oh, yeah. So, I'm gonna need to talk to you all about that.
Oh, about your change in personality? Hand flicks towards the notebook.
Sure. Oh. I hope you're all ready for this and paying attention. Looks over at Agnes.
Face is buried in book.
My star pupil, Agnes.
Sam.
It takes a second, and then it finally registers. Her head snaps up. Yes.
So I'm going to need to talk to you and everyone else here about a particular, let's say, predicament I'm in. Since things got a little dire, I decided to step up a little bit. And maybe you've shown a little bit more of my hand than I wanted to.
It was certainly not magics that I've seen before. I was rather surprised. I've not seen a wizard. Well, I suppose you are a headmaster. So, I suppose your magics must be beyond me.
Oh, there's a lot going on, and I would love to explain fully, but I need to know something real quick. So if I tell you, like, what's going on with this, you're going to have to understand that you're also going to be putting yourself in a little bit more danger.
Why is that dangerous?
See, if I explain that, you'll be in the equal amount of danger if I just told you what was going on.
And this would put someone else in danger.
Well, it would put yourself, me, and, someone else.
She purses her lips a little bit.
Sam is saying nothing.
So, if you want to know these pieces of information, great. Be careful about carrying the burden. And if you don't have to listen to this. Just not talk about it, and everything will be kosher.
I'm always in trouble. What else is new?
All right, you seem to be in. Anyone else?
I'm always willing to offer assistance.
All right, we got two.
The crow pipes up. What are we talking about?
Were you not paying attention?
No.
To the crow, Agnes will say, Barian wishes to discuss what happened last night, but to do so may bring danger to people who know. He wishes to, I suppose, obtain consent to share his secret. She looks over at Barian.
That's about it.
Oh, sure. Master was concerned you were going... Master's embarrassed.
We can talk about that way later. This is way more important.
No, it's okay. Let's not.
I understand. Anyway, would you like to hear this particular secret and put yourself in more danger than usual?
Master says she's already died almost twice in 4 days. So sure.
That's a good point.
3 times in 4 days.
So we got you. Let's go with you. You seem to be a fresh face in this particular group. Canary.
So, oh boy. Canary is like, typically like super gung-ho for all of the info, right?
Yep.
Super thirsty for knowledge. But when you... Actually, I'm gonna roll something to you, God.
Hi.
Wisdom
it's me.
save.
Oh, Canary. Oh, nice. Nice. God approves. God approves.
Was that a nat one? I hope
Nope.
it was a nat one.
It was close. Yeah, she very obviously shifts uncomfortably and sort of stashes her journal again. And avoiding eye contact with literally everyone. As much as I understand that this might be important information, I cannot right now put myself into more danger than necessary.
Very understandable. Very smart. All you gotta do to keep yourself nice and safe, just don't really talk about me seemingly or acting like or being like another person, either by actions, voice, personality, things like that.
For anyone who does not want to hear what Barian has to say, I would ask that you go to the sneakers room. Only if your character would absolutely 100% not be interested in what Barian has to say, or not want to know. Not necessarily not interested. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. I'll let you guys know when you can come back.
Okay.
Goodbye.
All right. Agnes is in.
Yes, she. Up until this point, she's been kind of out of it, just face buried in the book, almost in a way to distract herself, but also like concentrating really hard on it. She's far more focused than she has been all morning.
All right. So he shuffles you guys away from Kanari, and then in hushed voices. All right. So, this particular piece of information, as I mentioned before, is not only for my safety, but the safety of others. Now, people, I'll just say very bluntly to start things off, I am very technically a hunted man. So, first things first, I need you to all agree to, again, as I mentioned to Kanari, not really talk about this, but I will fill you in on what is going on.
Rowan just gives a thumbs up.
Agnes nods.
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 So, just real quick, the scenario that might happen. They're trying to get to me, and they've noticed that we're palling around, and they might try to get to you for this particular piece of information. That's usually how this thing goes, is that they try to kind of get through people, and if you kind of say this to a random stranger, that might go around, and then they start finding who the original source is. You know, that sort of thing. Including with my particular secret, there's another's. And I will tell you in one fell swoop who both of them are. I am not Barian. In all intents and purposes, I am still a scholar, a wizard, and the headmaster of the school, but I am not Barian.
Okay.
Does anyone seem confused?
Rowan is making the motion of go on.
Yeah. Once he clarifies he is still a scholar, he's still a wizard, he is still in charge of the school, then Agnes just seems to nod and accept you to move forward.
Okay. What I'm saying is you'll have to keep another secret. Barian's secret.
Rowan gives a thumbs up.
Alright, good. As a person of principle, just don't ask about Barian.
Thumbs up.
Oh, I should probably mention, yes, he's still alive.
Is this
It's
a
not like I killed him or
mind
anything.
switch thing?
He has used some of his particular magic that is, honestly, out of all the research that I've even gotten from him, is still very unknown. The particular curse that he's under, what have you, it is like that he has some sort of leg up on some special means of magic, but a little bit on the, let's just say, on the little unstable side. I was given a permanent physical transformation spell on me. So my face takes on the elements of what Barian looked like.
Agnes raises a hand.
Yes.
Is this why you have such an in-depth fascination with the different sources of magic?
Honestly, I was just kind of bored sitting in that office for 5 years and had to keep myself a little bit more sane to do something. before I've gotten to this particular situation, I was an underground fighter. And you can imagine from that particular physical exertion to sitting in a chair forever can take a toll.
Yes, I imagine it would be quite boring.
So, the people who are after me are part of this underground ring and is basically my head. I can tell you much more about it, but I think that would take a very long time. But just know... No, Criana, I, for the life of me, cannot remember the organization's name that we put
John's
together.
about to ask for that.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. The Hallowed Bane.
The Hallowed Bane.
Can I make a history roll?
Yeah, is that something that would be reasonable for Agnes to roll for?
I would say Agnes and Rowan would roll at disadvantage. Everyone else could roll a history check regularly.
Would John get any advantages from also kind of being in an underground situations?
100%.
Okay.
Yes, you would get advantage.
That was a 15.
Okay. Wow, Agnes, look at you.
Yep.
14.
Okay.
That didn't help much.
All right.
Uh,
So,
Hmm.
I'm going to message someone real quick with some additional info, and then I'll kind of... I would say that Rowan, Agnes, Sam, and John, you all are familiar with this organization. They're sort of the black market in the Meyerfell scene. They sort of branch out into nearby cities in the Shattered Vales. You would know they're very powerful. They have a lot of pull as far as underground organizations are concerned. They are not something to be trifled with. And I will message someone a little bit more information.
Cool.
John and Barry just keep having situations where they both fit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so
I figured
funny
it
because
would be.
John
It's just a
doesn't-
couple of normal guys.
Mm-hmm.
John doesn't usually want to interact with Barry,
No.
which is very funny.
How about now, John? Are we so different, you and I?
No, unfortunately, this looks good to John. As you know, we opened this with John being like, "Oh, we're probably hunted by different people. Maybe not anymore."
If you'd like to know any other particular parts, we need to be doing something right now, and... well, we should get going.
We're almost to town, anyways.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions for Barian later, we can always go to the Sneakits room. But for now, I'm going to call Kanari back.
No.
And we'll take 5. And then we will continue with entering the town of Whitewick. As you all venture inside the main gate, you notice that the townsfolk pay very little attention to your presence. It's almost as if they have grown accustomed to seeing unfamiliar faces. To the left of the entrance is a very unassuming building. Stands a few steps away from the main gate. It's a weathered building, and you see a sign that hangs above the door. And it has faded letters on the sign that say post office. And just beneath that, there is a piece of paper that has been nailed to the door that says closed due to harsh weather conditions. Now, to your right of the town, and in fact, let me quick bring you guys to the town of Whitewick, because I do have that available for your viewing pleasure.
Oh,
Cute.
It's Christmas!
It's Christmas.
It's a dinosaur.
What is
So yes,
this,
we're in Vancouver.
Yeah.
We're in Vancouver. So to the right of the entrance, you guys see a line of carts and sleds that are very neatly aligned, forming this sort of makeshift procession leading to what appears to be an entrance to a tavern, of all places. You do see a variety of merchants and travelers huddled by the entrance, talking about their tales of journeys that have been halted by the relentless snowfall. The muffled sound of conversation and distant music drift to your ears as the tavern patrons enter and exit the building. Sitting next to the inn is an unusual sight. It's glaring. A glaring difference than what you have seen thus far of the town of Whitewick. You see a tiefling gentleman who seems unfazed by the biting chill, and he occupies his own makeshift booth. And on this booth, he has a meticulously crafted sign that's swinging in front of this table he has set up. And it bears this message. Let me share it with you real quick. It says, problem solver and life coach for hire.
We don't need any of that.
Agnes! No, I'm kidding.
We have no problems. All of our lives are so well put together. I think we're good.
Life
right.
coach.
You guys are totally fine. But I have to ask, as a DM, what do you do?
Oh, we walk away.
I break
There's
the
nothing I
sign
need
so
to.
no one can see it.
I would love.
Renegade.
I would absolutely love if this was like just some random NPC and if we did all.
For no reason.
I'd like.
Completely out of character, totally mean and aggressive.
I'd really like to just prestidigitate, clean the paint off of the sign so it's.
GM, I would like to help this poor soul of an NPC try to get the. We have to explain to them that that's life coach isn't a job, and he needs to find a better.
Well, why don't you, for the narrative, go up and talk to this NPC Squee. If you would like to join us in this endeavor, you may do so.
Yeah. The tiefling is literally sitting there, hands folded on the table in front of him, just looking at everyone politely.
What the hell's a life coach?
The tiefling would look at you and nod briefly. Good evening. I'm so glad you asked. Many people in this world wander through their life inefficiently, without a direction or purpose. I can grant such things, and help you achieve whatever goals you desire. For a price.
He blinks.
For like a split second, Agnes's eyes seem to lighten up a little bit, and then he says for a price, and then she's like, nope, never mind.
I don't think that could help me, since I am a college professor / owner of college. All right.
The tiefling, like, as you turn away, a moment, sir. don't forget the first part of my sign. And like reaches up to the first part. I am also adept at solving problems.
Oh. I don't got any puzzles.
Have a good day then. And then he would like notice Agnes, you're leaking. Is that by consent?
Oh my god! Her ears go bright red and her hands whip up to her face to try and like wipe away at whatever like black has started coming out of her mouth or her eyes.
Like, how dare you say this to her? I thought you were supposed to be helpful. This is rude, unhelpful. That's what I'm going to say.
Winston would look back at him and raise an eyebrow. If I had broccoli in my teeth, I would certainly want someone to inform me.
Do you have broccoli in my teeth?
That was a metaphor.
Oh, thank
0
God.
stars on Yelp.
Being polite is one thing, but having someone walk around with unconsented leakage without telling them is what I would consider to be rude.
I think you're rude for thinking that's rude.
Agnes is going to back up, hide behind Sam, and pull her hood up over her head.
Look, sir. He looks around for a name.
There's not.
I'm going to call you Life Coach. Life Coach, you can...
My
can't
name
just-
is Winston.
Winston.
Yes.
You can't just hurt a put. Where'd she go?
Just where's my student? Runs off.
I lost my student.
I lost my student. Not again.
Look, I understand your circumstance of trying to find. Actually, like, reads through the paper again. Your price. But you have to be kinder to other people. They have souls and feelings and soul feelings.
He folds his hands. I understand intimately.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that the kind of help that you can have for service?
I have, shall we say, an affinity for the souls in people, and their wants and desires.
That's kind of hot.
he just pushes his glasses up. Why, thank you.
Kanari's head just whips towards Varian, like, what the fuck?
Okay, we know
God
Barry.
is
The fan fiction that was written.
Rowan too is like, what the fuck? Staring at Barry.
But if a fine group of travelers such as yourselves have no need for a coach in life, perhaps you need help in other ways. I am very adept at solving problems and come with a long list of, shall we say, accomplishments. And he'll like take out this scroll and unroll like 10 feet of just like handwritten, solved this problem. Like it's just a menagerie of like found cat, you know, solved problem with like thugs, pestering a shopkeeper. Just kind of like easy peasy stuff, but there's a lot of them and it just rolls past your feet.
What's
Sam
your
always
cost?
feels a kindred spirit.
I can respect the hustle.
Okay. Lighting lanterns, some house organization.
Yeah,
you
but
can find cats? The hell?
it'd be things like lighting lanterns that are hard to reach. Like there is a slight problem there.
How much would it cost to help us find a person who's supposedly in town?
To find an individual, Well, that is something that I could feasibly do. Depending on the amount of effort, but on average, 10 gold, or, if that's not acceptable to you, I also work for exposure.
You shouldn't.
He cocks his head. Connections are what make the world go round. Being introduced to the right people at the right time could be worth its weight in gold.
When was the last time you ate?
What I need to or what I wish, those are two different answers.
Doing things for exposure won't put food on the table.
He nods, not immediately, certainly. And working for the wrong kind of exposure, absolutely. But as I said, being introduced to people of importance can open many doors that gold cannot. If you know people of interest or power, I might be willing to help you in exchange for an introduction.
As all of us sit there going, we know the fucking king.
A man comes out and you see him relieving himself on the side.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh my god. You would hear, DM, Winston would look at that and, like, you guys see the biggest disdain. And then you would just hear, Meeples, if you would, please.
Yeah, no boss, no worries, I can handle this. You see an imp sort of crawling out from underneath the counter, and he grabs a hold of this man's hand and says, "Hey buddy, we're gonna go back inside, we're gonna get you something to drink, okay? Don't worry, I got you, boss." And they head back inside.
I hope that imp managed to help him get it back in his pants.
Shoving it back in.
I'm not traversing that situation personally. You see Meeples come out and he crawls back underneath the table of the booth.
Winston would take like a small piece of meat and you see his hand just go under the table.
Oh, thanks, boss.
Apologies for that interruption.
Barry just has his like head cocked to the side, like, huh. You know, wizards usually don't pee on the sides of walls. That's kind of new for me, I gotta say.
You need to go drinking with your students.
Look, I have one student. Okay?
You're a headmaster. You have plenty of students.
Oh, you mean like as a family, sure, but like, I don't really learn from me.
May I ask, sir, what are you a professor of?
He like looks with a gleam in his old cross-eyed eyes that are clearly dimming. Well.
Oh no. There was an intake of breath. We're gonna be here a while.
He starts actually naming multiple classes of magic. He seems to be well versed in many different kinds, in many different ways, in also theoretical ways. Things that people have been like, obviously, like, this is just a part of magic, to like, no, that, like, if you're a cleric, there is some sort, like, there has to be like some form of like anchor for that. And he then kind of goes off, like, has other particular theories of like more concepts than beings and things like that. He seems actually very well versed in magic.
Winston would listen and nod and then say, I can respect anyone who seeks to put order on the chaos that is the stream. The weave.
Oh, sure. Still working on it for the most part, but aren't we all?
Indeed.
I mean, like, who do researching?
He would turn back to, I believe, John, and say, "This person you're looking for, do they have a name?"
Yes, and Mackenzie has forgotten the name.
Isaac.
Thank you.
Elijah.
I said that with
Elijah.
such confidence and immediately was like, that was wrong. That was not correct.
I believed you.
I almost was like, let's go with it, but I was like, no, we've established that it's Elijah.
This
Yeah,
was
it's
the
Elijah.
entire puzzle about the name. What was the last name again?
Frederick.
Frederick, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 2 first names. Which is exactly what Winston would say. 2 first names, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, John will skip first and last name too, Winston.
DM, has Winston heard of this person?
Roll me a history check real quick.
Alrighty. Let's see if we can solve this easily.
Is it the easy way or the hard way?
Dice will tell.
There are a lot of people, right, that travel in and out of this town. From your booth, you would have seen just almost hundreds of people, merchants and travelers alike, traveling in and out of this town. The name of Elijah Frederick does not ring any bells.
Do you have any descriptors that might help one identify him?
We did see a picture of him.
We had we had kind of like a newspaper class photo or something.
Yeah, so you do have a picture. It's very sun-stained. But now that you kind of know what you're looking for, you would know that there are 3 individuals in this picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
One is Elijah, and the 2 others you can assume are female. So you kind of have an idea of which figure in this photo would be Elijah.
Okay. Winston would look at the picture and then say, "I'm fairly confident I could locate this individual within an hour or 2, should you be interested."
What time of day is it?
It is still, actually, hang on.
Yeah,
You guys
'cause
slept.
It
would be early afternoon. There wouldn't be any moon in the sky. But it would still be technically during the daytime. It would obviously still be nighttime.
That would be greatly appreciated. It would speed up our time here.
Of course. And would you prefer to pay in gold or contacts?
I believe in gold.
Winston nods. Payable upon completion.
Okay.
Meeples.
And you all see coming out once again from beneath the counter is a small imp. How's it going? Yeah, boss, what's up? How can I help you out today, this fine evening of
He'll show him the picture and say, and point to the man, "I need you to find this man within an hour. He's somewhere in town."
Oh shit, boss, that's gonna be hang on. I don't wanna embarrass you in front of your new folk. Hang on. Come here. Boss, hey, that's a lot to ask, you know, there's like over 100 peoples in this town. They all kinda look the same, you know.
You could sleep outside, I suppose.
Oh shit, you can't do that to me again. You fucking can't do that to me again.
He raises an eyebrow. Can't I?
Alright, okay, you can be the dom in this situation. Hang on, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a little bit of investigation. Hang on. Oh god, it's just like a fucking silhouette. Shit.
As he walks away, I was just gonna say, you see Winston just turn back to you, smile, and fold his hands again as Meeples is walking away.
Suggesting that in other situations, Meeples is the dom.
Meeple just likes to think.
Yeah. I like to think Meeple says that all the time. Yeah, all right, I'll let you be the dog this time.
I could totally do it though.
So yeah, you see Meeples wander off. Like he's holding up this little photo and he's like this tiny little imp walking down the street looking at people walking by being like, "Hey, you the guy?" Nope. Okay, hang on. I'll just keep going. You see him as he walks on by.
Can I be a little pedantic and
Actually, as he was going off, Agnes was going to like gently pull on Sam's cloak and whisper, "We should probably specify that photo is almost 40 years old."
Mr. Winston, that
Yes.
photo is around 40? He looks over at
Nods.
Agnes. 40 years old. He might look a fair bit different now.
After only 40 years.
A lot can happen in 40 years.
My,
You can get cursed in that amount of time.
I see. Well,
He looks off into the distance.
John just pats your shoulders twice and then pretends like he never did that.
Winston will hesitate. That will make things difficult. But I have already...
Hey, are you, hey, you! Hey, can I look at you for a second?
Love that she's walked away from her microphone. The commitment to the bit.
I also love that it's like nothing you guys couldn't have done.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that, but I was like, let's at least have something to get Winston involved. Might as well
Hey,
do this.
hey, on the bright side, you're not the ones having to be annoying.
I will happily
I
be
do that for
annoying.
you.
I wanted to, because I'm a little blood hunter, and I see a little imp. I want to see if I can. I don't want to kill the imp.
Meeples explodes.
I just want
Job
to
complete.
see how.
What the fuck did you just do?
I want to see how much Sam knows about imps, because he is a blood hunter and he has advantage on fiends.
Okay. Yeah.
It says I can roll survival.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you
and
do
wisdom.
that? That'd be great.
So sorry. Do you want like survival, wisdom?
Sorry. Yeah. Survival would be great. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's like a fairly decent amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
About
imps. So what exactly are you trying to gauge from this?
I guess Sam is just trying to gauge the relationship between imp and master, if that makes sense.
Okay, just like what you have, what you would know previously from what you've either researched or experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me quick message you.
So Winston would say, that could be complicated. I figured how quickly you age. Very well, I've already agreed to help. And we'll pull out another scroll, push up his spectacles, and snap his fingers and prestidigitate like a pen to his hand, and write something quickly on the scroll, and then snap his fingers again, the scroll will burn up.
As he snaps his fingers and the scroll sort of incinerates in his hand, you see a figure emerge right next to him. Very much looking a creature of infernal nature, rising from the ground, horns adorned on their head. And they go, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Winston? Yeah, oh shit. why am I here? And they look around and they go, oh yeah, you looking for yeah, no, if you guys head that way and you see this creature, once again, infernal in nature, red skin, a female, she points off to the north and says, you want to go that way. Winston, you just follow the feeling you get. You'll find what you're looking for.
Thank you. My worst to Lopamita.
You always know what to say. Anyway, I gotta go. There's a holiday party, so I'll talk to you later. Bye, Winston! And you see as this creature evaporates into this smoke. And just a little smokestack emanates from where they once stood.
Winston will turn back to everyone. My sources indicate that if we go that direction, we should be able to find... Just repeating exactly what it said.
He's pulling like a Star Trek, repeating the computer.
Was that a summoning of a specific creature in person?
Well, it certainly wasn't the summoning of a general creature or person.
Yeah, because you knew them by name.
Yes, Fido. They're a good sort.
Thinks for a bit. Is that like a pact thing, or?
Shall we say they owe me a favor?
Oh, one of them favor scrolls.
Winston would just nod as if he said nothing unusual.
Agnes, I see you have a plus.
So, I'm just gonna type this real quick to you.
While she's typing, you guys would see Winston start meticulously rolling up and packing scrolls and books and things into a little satchel on his side.
Meeples would walk by being like, hey, I didn't find anything yet, but let me help you out with your tent situation.
Winston looks at him. I didn't tell you to stop looking.
I know, but like I figured I could help you out. Here, look at that. Whoa, it's gone.
Winston
Hey.
just stares at him levelly, not saying anything.
Yeah, you know you quiet, but you appreciate the old Meeples talent. Anyway, I'm gonna go check over there now with those people. I didn't find anyone over there. There's a lot of people. And you see Meeples as he kind of like waddles onto the ground and walks away to the northern direction.
In any case, shall we?
All right.
So, Criana, what would you say?
Yeah, let me quick think for a second.
Mm-hmm. I could do a history if you'd like.
Yeah, that's
Or
exactly what I
nature.
was gonna
Okay,
do.
cool,
History,
cool. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So you've been given, as a party, Winston has pointed in the direction from the summon or whatever creature had appeared, a general direction of where you can go to find the person in that photo that you have.
Well, I think that's all we need, right? We're done with Squee for the session.
That's what you think.
No.
That's what I know.
I'm
Main
about to
character energy.
I'm about to snidely whiplash up in here and just like sneak behind you all.
So as you all progress, you see Winston tiptoeing behind you. Meeples is asking creatures nearby if they are the person in this photo.
Great. We've only been in this town for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, and we're already completely upheaving the normal schedules of these people.
You all head north, and as you do, the normally busy streets, you've noticed since you've entered that the streets are relatively busy. You see people coming and going, looking like they've either just finished a long night's work or are going to be going into a long day's work. You notice them passing through, and Winston leads you forward, north, into this residential area. And as you enter this residential area, Winston, you feel, from what your contact has told you of, a very specific home that houses the individual they are looking for.
As they're walking along, if Agnes can... first of all, Agnes is doing her best to keep at least one, if not multiple people between her and Winston at this point. her head is as deep in her hood as physically possible. And at some point she tries to scoot over to Barian and Kanari and whisper as quietly as she can, "How old do tieflings usually get?"
I don't know.
I'm not sure if that would be something that she would know off the top of her head or not.
You can roll me a history check, or if you have a different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Marion has no idea. Kanari, you would know that typically it's around. You know that an adult tiefling is around 60 years, and then maximum age does not break 300. So you'd think like
roughly like 200 or something like that.
Yeah. Somewhere around that range is like the maximum for tieflings.
Well, they usually mature at 60, and then roughly life ends at about 250. I don't believe it ever really passes 300.
Agnes nods a little bit, but when she does, she's not looking at you. She's looking very squarely at the back of Winston's head. It just seems to accept the answer for now.
Winston would point to the door. He's in there somewhere. And then will excuse himself to the back.
Looks like the old charisma magnet needs to go out in front, eh?
Oh no.
John looks insulted.
I was not paid to negotiate for you.
But do you want?
There you go.
You want to go in? You want to go in?
Almost like a challenge.
Out of character, I'll be full. One, I don't remember why we're talking to this guy. Two, my throat hurts so fucking much right now.
Sure. So, just a reminder, Elijah was potentially the son of the victim that was, the victim is possessing the young
tiny
boy.
child.
Sebastian. Yeah, Peregrine Frederick.
Right. You guys suspect that Peregrine is the one involved, and Peregrine had a son named Elijah that you are seeking out.
Yeah.
Right, shit, I'm just a teacher that's following around. What am I doing? Anyway, it's not my business. Go on, Umbral Syndicate, do your thing.
Do you want me to do it?
Agnes knocks.
I was gonna do that.
So, as Agnes and Rowan knock at the door, you wait a few seconds, and you hear a small voice that sounds like someone who is a child call back from the other side. Hello?
There's no one gonna respond.
Barry's looking like he's sitting back from this one.
Canary will. Oh, go
The
ahead.
crow's going to try and yell or speak as loud as it can. Hello! We're looking for... Oh, jeez. What's his name? Elijah!
Elijah. The little girl waits on the other side, and eventually you see her open the door. Hi! You're looking for my granddad?
Rowan nods.
Sure, come on in! And you see this little girl who can't be more than the age of 4. She's wearing fake fairy wings on her
A
back.
Faye! I cast Fireball!
This child will now appear in Monday's game.
I don't have Fireball. I don't.
She skips over, and you see a man sitting on a rocking chair, and he is sound asleep. As she goes over, she goes, "Grandpa, Grandpa," and you hear him snort. Oh, yes, what? And then he opens his eyes, and he sees all of you entering his home, and he immediately stands up and puts this young girl behind him.
What are you doing? Get back here! He's pointing at Winston.
Winston's just walked in with everyone else.
This young girl seems to hop next to her granddad and goes, "They were looking for you, Grandpa."
I got a little gold for you.
come get the gold.
Hey, Winston, maybe we should consider this. We could really use the gold. Our finances have been really bad. They've been really bad lately, Winston. We should probably take him up on that offer. Winston, it's me whispering into your ear.
Yeah.
It's me, boy, the PS5.
Into the inner conscience.
Like everyone, it's not a quiet whisper at all.
It's a stage whisper
Stage
for
whisper.
sure.
Winston just rolls his eyes and then starts heading back.
As Agnes is like peeking around the door just to be like, "Is there something that you needed?"
Yeah, I need to talk to this fine gentleman about
Coin.
this. I found this. I'm trying to figure out if it's his or not. I've yet to determine.
Immediately scoots out of the way for Winston.
He
Canary ducks between the two of them for a moment.
Walks right up to you.
I thought he would have walked up to the frame of the door, stood there,
Yeah.
and I'm like waving it come on, and he just leaps out.
No, it's strides confidently up to in his personal space.
Right, now if I give you this gold, I can give you a second gold if you don't go into that man's building.
Is there a reason you don't want me in that man's building?
Generally, you're not supposed to enter those without permission, and as far as I know, we're not supposed to be going in there.
He looks at everyone else who's in the building and then turns back to you.
So they're part of a particular group called the Umbral Syndicate, very fancy stuff, and I am a teacher. I'm choosing to stand outside because I'm not part of their particular group, more of how can I put it? Kind of like a sidekick of the group.
Winston, you can go ahead and roll me a history check for the Umbral Syndicate.
Oh, because these go so well for me.
Good luck.
Consultant.
Ah.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. Cool. Let me quick message you, Squee.
The word exposure comes back to mind.
Yeah.
Connections.
Exposure.
Exposure. I love that the response was like, "You shouldn't do that." I work for exposure. You shouldn't.
You should.
Does
You
it put food on the
Mhm.
Does it put food on the table?
His definition
But
of
the
exposure is
prize.
different than people online.
I
Is it
think
kinda like
from
was
Josh's
like a-
perspective, it was like street performers who were like, I don't need to be paid. Like, this will get me noticed. It's like, no, I won't. Get fucking food.
Yeah. Even proper grammar. Winston would raise an eyebrow, look back inside. Very well. And then we'll just sit down cross-legged right there, like facing the door.
Ah, sweet. Could you also close the door? It's probably letting the cold in.
Yeah, I was gonna wait until you guys were done. Kanara's just gonna be like, right, well, okay.
And then Barian, is that his name? Barian?
Yeah, Barian.
Yeah.
Will hand you 2 gold.
Winston will take it without even looking and pocket it, and then he would just sit there, stone solid, back straight. Every once in a while, his shirt flap being rustled as you hear someone rustling through something and then munching on something.
Sorry, I'm a little hungry.
We'll have a side conversation while the main campaign can continue.
I will just say you would hear him go, Meeples, it doesn't do any good for you to be invisible if you just talk all the time.
I'll be really quiet as I eat these granola bars.
Oh, those are gonna get everywhere.
Winston
So-
nods.
We'll revisit Barry and Winston in a few minutes here, but let's resolve the scene taking place within this home.
The crow will pipe up and say, apologies, we have a few questions regarding an incident that happened a while ago. And Rowan will, this is going to be exceedingly rude, but because she can't speak right now, she's going to snap towards Kanari's direction and motion for her to come over.
She will.
Yes, mommy.
No.
See, that's a real Dom when you see one.
That's not. That is not the energy here right now.
The crow will pipe up again and say, our associate will explain.
You see Elijah. He has his granddaughter behind him. He's gripping her shoulder as he's holding a hand up at you, Kanari. But he is not. You can't tell he's summoning magic. He just seems to be waiting to hear what you have to say. But he is on edge. Absolutely.
Gotcha. So Kanari will bow her head a little bit politely to him. We're very sorry for the intrusion, sir. We are with a group known as the Umbral Syndicate over in the city of, what is it, Meyerfell, right?
Yeah.
Meyerfell. We're currently leading an investigation into something, and we found a lead that pointed to your name. We were hoping that maybe you could help us.
I would appreciate if you all backed away towards the door. And you see Elijah, he's motioning for you all to take a step back from the lounge area of his home.
She'd be like, of course, and then she would like grab Rowan's arm and pull her back if she didn't.
And you would see Elijah lean down and he would whisper to his granddaughter, and she would hop out. She would look at you all. She would give a little bow as if she was some ethereal fey creature, and she would skip on back
As she's leaving, Rowan will wave goodbye.
Hinari will
As you
bow
do
back.
to a kid.
You notice that she gives you both an extra little smile as you do so. Like she's pleased with your respect for a creature such as herself.
Oh, of course.
And you see Elijah walk out. You can see some crackling of energy forming around him. But not anything super hostile, just more as a warning. Should you try anything. And he has his hands behind his back and he goes, "What can I help you with?"
Again, sir, we are sorry to bother you, but as I said, we are following up an investigation on something. There is a child, and she will look over to Rowan just to see, like, how much she needs to be given away on this.
The crow will pipe up. Go on. We need as much information as possible.
We'll nod. There's a young boy back in Mariathel who is possessed currently. And with the information that we've recovered, we believe that the creature currently possessing him would be one Peregrine Frederick. She'll pause and watch for any reaction from him.
Roll me an insight check.
Should I too?
Anyone who is able to see Elijah can roll me an insight check.
I'll roll insight. You know what? I'll give it to Kanari. I'll give Kanari guidance instead.
Oh, okay. Was that a D4?
D4.
So 24.
Okay. So, Kanari, Samuel, and Agnes, you would all notice at the mention of Peregrine, Elijah seems to visibly kind of freeze in place. His eyes widen. I have revealed all I know regarding Peregrine. What is it you want to know about him? And he looks to you, Kanari, for an answer.
Him?
Him? Excuse me? Don't we think that it was a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, the
What?
picture's a crying woman, I believe, or at least a feminine shape.
That's exactly right. He still says him.
Agnes will kind of step forward a little bit and hand the picture that Sebastian
shit.
drew.
Okay, never mind. I found something.
Elijah would walk up to you and pull the picture from your hand and look at it.
That was drawn by the child that is being possessed. Apparently, it was thought that they were an imaginary friend called Harry. The possession has escalated quite quickly and quite dangerously.
Arvis will pipe up and say, "We just wish to save the boy."
Agnes, I would like you to roll me
Oh
a
god.
persuasion check
Oh
At
god.
advantage. At advantage.
Oh god.
Go ahead and give yourself guidance.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. Advantage, guidance. Give it to yourself.
Oh, why did
got
I
this.
start
You can
talking?
You can do it. Hey,
Oh,
okay.
It's a 13.
Hang on, that's okay, that's okay. Hang on, let me look at what my notes say.
Don't you have inspiration?
You do have inspiration if you want to use it.
I do. God. The likelihood of me rolling better is so low.
It's totally
Um,
up to you.
You'd also still have advantage with it, though. But
Yeah,
it's up to you.
Yeah, let's try. We'll try one more time. God, it's gonna be worse.
Why is it deception? Have we lied at all?
Oh no, that was not supposed to be
persuasion.
deception. I mean, it's the same thing either way.
Yeah.
The same
Okay.
modifier, that's fine.
Same modifier.
Jesus Christ.
I'll just retire now. You can throw Agnes away. It's fine. She's a dumpster cat.
I want my inspiration.
Good news, Winston. A new position just opened up.
Someone else. God.
It's totally up to you if you want to use Sam's inspiration, you totally can.
It's not like we can't get more.
Sure, why not? Oh god. Y'all need to stop letting her talk to people.
It's not like we chose to begin.
And
Bro! What the fuck?
Oh my god, I didn't think that was possible, but Agnes.
Bro.
Guiding bolt.
as she's talking, there's just black oozing out of her eye.
Give me a second.
Yep. She's so fucking stressed out of her mind right now.
Jesus Christ.
So it's still a 13?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know how
still
this
a 13.
fucking works.
No, wait.
I mean,
Or would it be a 6?
Yeah, no, the usual way that inspiration works is you just take the new number.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
a 6.
That's a 6.
You guys just
Fucking yikes, Aruni, my guy. I'm sorry.
It's fine, I'll see myself out.
Elijah, he stands before you. That same crackling energy sort of actually dissipates, as you all don't show any sort of hostile, intentions to him.
Agnes looked like she spoke right.
And, he goes, I would ask that you all leave before I call the town guards, because I certainly will. And, he kind of steps up to you, Kanari, sort of chest to chest.
Whoa there.
A doki no.
This is a little too intimate for me. Take me on a date first.
But he seems to be pressuring you all to take a step back out of his home, out of his environment, because he clearly does not trust you. And he looks to you, Rowan, and Arvis. That same sort of intense energy trying to push you all back towards the door. What do you do?
Yeah, Kanari's just gonna, like, put her hands up and, like, mock surrender and just take a step back away from this guy.
And that's where babies come from.
If we keep the second to open the door, you just hear Winston say, "Useful or not?" It just
Kanari's gonna go ahead and sort of very lightly put an arm around Agnes's shoulder and sort of usher her back as well.
How did it go, everyone?
Agnes stays in place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nervous side eyes.
Oh, DM.
Yeah.
We figured out so Winston and Varian are both sitting down in the snow, and it's steaming around both of them.
Just a nice
Hot.
little puddle.
Agreed. Agnes, as you don't move, Elijah, his eyes glare at you. And, you see him, this energy crackling around him, sort of emanating, getting stronger
Whoa.
and stronger
Whoa.
around his form.
Whoa, what the heck? What's going on? Can't just be conjuring energy like that. That can be dangerous.
As that's happening, Agnes does her best to maintain eye contact, which, God, is so difficult for her right now. And she says, I do not understand your fear. But I do know that one does not become a wizard for want of ignorance. And I certainly don't believe it is out of cowardice. If you wish to help us, and you wish to find answers, then I believe you should come with us.
Roll me a persuasion. No advantage. Just roll me a persuasion.
Can I say something?
I'm gonna die.
John, if you want to say something before this roll,
Yeah.
go ahead.
John will look over him and go, the possessed kid is probably the same age as your granddaughter upstairs, and is the child of a single mother. This is all she has left.
Agnes, go ahead and roll me persuasion with advantage.
Why do we keep
Guidance!
Can she do it? Can she
You did it
roll?
earlier.
Can she roll higher than?
Oh, she did it!
We're one higher than the original. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Now I
You're
could
higher than a 6.
I could use my ability to nullify that advantage. No, I'm just kidding.
so funny?
It's okay.
Room,
It's
and
still
I'll
the first one.
strangle you.
Yeah, I know, I know.
jump your
Hold on.
keyboard.
Hold on. If you nullify the advantage, it would still be the same.
I know,
because it's the
I
first
know.
number.
I
So
know, but the threat's still funny.
It is.
Oh, it's funny to be threatened to be fed your keyboard. I'll keep that in mind.
Agnes.
Uh-huh.
Elisha, after sort of this hot and cold interaction between your group, and he goes, why don't you all have a seat and start from the beginning? Not you. And he points to Agnes and he says, not you. Someone else.
This man understands. Okay, good.
This
And Elisha
Man.
will lead you to the kitchen. He's,
Should we stay out here?
no, come in here.
Oh, okay. All right. Now
Please
we're
have a
invited
seat.
in.
You are officially invited in.
Oh,
well, technically, I was invited in by the girl, but yeah.
Apologies for Lillian. She
you just locked
excited.
He's not in the Umbral Syndicate.
As Winston starts walking forward, he would prestidigitate his pants dry.
Yeah. My booty's
What?
a little wet. Prestidigitates.
Hey, boss, your pants are a little. They're looking dry, but do you want me to,
Stop
Ah,
talking.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay,
I'm
I'll
sucking it out.
You need to stop doing this to yourself. You did this to yourself.
Gmod clipping sound.
It's those half
Slapping.
It's the half tiles that get you. Just forget the one block. Just move yourself to the other side if you have to.
Elijah watches as Agnes slaps upon
T poses through the wall.
T poses through the wall and falls out of the map.
Onto a chair.
Excuse me.
Winston would just sit cross-legged down in front of the fire with his back to it.
And as you all make yourself comfortable, Elijah would look around and say, "So, there's a child that's been affected by my father, Peregrine. Is that correct?"
It
Yes.
seems to be the case. As far as we're aware, the child itself, completely unrelated to your family. The best we can get is there is a cloth that came from the Under Temple, and that was recently the residence of the house because the mother's a tailor. And while looking through the Under Temple for clues, we kept finding more and more information about your father and your family.
You've been to the Under Temple?
To the first few levels, yes.
What is it exactly that you want to know about my father?
We went into the Under Temple for a separate job, so to speak, for the Umbral Syndicate. It was down there that we found robes that the priests used that I believe they resembled the same sort of material that the seamstress had, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. It seemed very similar in this time capsule.
Yeah. So the robes that were made of would seem like very similar material to that which was currently being used by this seamstress whose son was currently possessed. We've also come to find out that the material that she has did in fact come from the Under Temple itself and is being currently used to fashion more of said robes. To what effect, we're not entirely sure, but we know that Peregrine worked for some time, possibly lived in the Under Temple. If there's a chance that the spirit was connected to this cloth for some reason, even if by mistake, and it's now connected to the child, any information that can help possibly soothe the soul attached to the little boy can make the exorcism much simpler. Otherwise, it could be very dangerous.
He closes his eyes and he thinks for a moment. This is all a lot to take in. And he opens his eyes and he looks at all of you. You see this poor old man sigh as he this This little girl is conjuring fireflies. I don't always do that. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm here
Yeah,
for it.
there's little dancing light butterflies that are just fluttering around her because Agnes is trying really hard to stay out of this conversation.
You see the little girl like kind of like dancing and giggling amongst the fireflies, and Elijah, sits down. All right. I don't know much regarding the death of my father. I do know that in the Ender Temple, he was killed before the assassination of the royal family. And we don't know who killed him. Does that help you? And he sits almost like a bitter old man who's seen so much. Glances to each of you.
There was another Peregrine there. I'm assuming that was your mother?
There was another Frederick there.
Another Frederick there, sorry.
Yeah.
Munia, my aunt. She perished along with the others 2 weeks after my father's death.
Real quick question, God. Wasn't the secret, or at least stowed away book about Kadra, the goddess of vengeance and hatred and all that fun shit, in one of the Frederick rooms?
It was.
Yeah.
100%. Munia had rented out a book on Kadra, the goddess of
roughly
vengeance.
40 years ago.
Yep.
Agnes will actually pull out that book specifically. She does not want to enter this conversation. She's going to pull it out, open it up to the front cover or the back cover, wherever like the signatures of this is the person that signed it out is for, point to the name and hand it over to Kinari. Just like, I'm not entering this. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah. Kinari will take it and like just lightly lay a hand on your shoulder, like, it's alright, I got this. And we'll walk it up towards this guy. And we'll just sort of lay it at the edge of the table and point. We did also find this. It was signed out roughly around that timeline 40 years ago by Munia. It's a book about Kadra, the goddess of hatred and vengeance. Does that mean anything to you?
Kinari, roll me a persuasion at advantage.
Okay. Persuasion? Alright. Well,
Elijah looks at the evidence you have laid before him, and you see his eyes grow wide. And he goes, "That would explain a bit." And he grabs the book, and he closes it. Sort of taking in this moment. You see, yes, it actually clears up quite a few things. I had another member of the Undertemple reach out to me many years after the fall of the Undertemple. She reached out to me, accusing my aunt of being involved. And he pauses and kind of sort of licks his lips. He seems sort of dried out. Her name was Justinia. She was a priestess at the Intertemple. She had noticed my aunt behaving erratically. If my aunt was following the ways of Kadra, that would explain a few things. He holds up the book and he looks at it. He doesn't say anything else.
Real quick, out of character, Justinia sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I have it right here. Hold on.
Okay.
It's
because I'm like scrolling desperately through it's just like, I know this name.
It's okay. Where? It's okay. The researcher has it.
Yes,
Speak your
new
piece,
player, do you have
Scully.
anything you want to say?
I just want to say, like, we've been sitting here for a while. They've been talking for a while. Like, the wood in the fireplace has to be getting low. Winston would just wave a hand and whisper something, and the fire would come back up
Oh, for sure.
to an
Yeah.
appropriate level.
Yeah. In fact, you see Meeples. He's cross-legged next to you.
Isn't he still invisible? He's not invisible.
Oh, you want me to be invisible? Hang on.
Winston just pinches his nose.
It hurts. I was listening to this family drama. I got super into
Winston would
it.
snap his fingers and Meeples disappears.
Ah!
My apologies. I teleport him to the pocket dimension for familiar. Winston's just like, my apologies. Please continue.
But yeah, Justinia Platina was the priestess of Daiula, the goddess of darkness.
Yeah, Daiula. Yeah.
Daiula.
Daiula is a fairly common goddess. She is the goddess of the night, of the darkness, of death, and since the Shattered Veils is completely covered in darkness, it's sort of known as her realm, where other gods sort of tread, but she is the dominant force behind the Shattered Veils, so she's very well known amongst everyone. Elijah would note that prior, months before the death of his father, Munia was showing sort of bizarre signs. She was acting more paranoid, more jealous, more showing accusations against the other priests and priestesses of the Undertemple.
And that wasn't her personality before?
No. I remember my aunt, she was always very hopeful, always believing in the best of humanity and the best of making a bad situation good. It was very unusual. I remember seeing her once prior to the death of my father. She was different, almost detached from reality. Elijah sort of sits back in his chair and looks at all of you, arms folded over his chest.
So everyone's doing the thinking emoji. And Agnes, she blinks a little bit in realization, opens her mouth, and then pauses and glances to look at tiny infant standing directly next to her.
Waves.
She waves at her, and Mr. Snips will actually kind of scuttle down Agnes's arm, and she will very gently place him on the floor. And one of the little dancing light butterflies will like go onto his back like he has fairy wings now, and he's gonna try and like lead her away over here to the kitchen to play.
Yeah, for sure. Like as you sort of will
Wish like hamburger.
he grows. As you wish Winston away. Oh my god.
Winston away.
Well, it's been fun playing with you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Get the fuck out.
I can't be held responsible for knowing. I can't help you. Well, what the fuck? This little girl seems to be sort of entranced by the whimsy of Mr. Snips as she follows after him.
Just doing a little dance as he's like, yes, come over here. I'm so adorable. Look at me. Don't pay attention to the absolutely horrible conversation that's happening right now.
What is death? No, you see this little girl. At first, she was paying attention to what was going on. Her face sort of not giving any indication that she was actually retaining any of this information. But as Mr. Snips sort of floats away in this whimsical way, she's easily distracted.
Once Agnes feels that she is pretty much out of earshot, she will step a little further into the room and say, many of Kadra's followers tend to use a type of twisted dagger. It is not something that would leave a clean cut, but it would be precise and certainly deadly.
Kadra. And Elijah sits back in his chair, rubbing his mouth and his chin. You wish for me to travel with you to beseech this entity that perhaps might be my father. Is that correct?
Agnes starts to answer and then stops and looks at anyone else, just like, I really shouldn't be talking right now.
Do we need him?
Not necessarily, but out of
family
character,
connection might be good.
Yeah, having any kind of family connection will more likely than not help with it. And if anything, having him there to kind of corroborate will help a lot as far as like trying to sort through whatever the fuck is going on.
Does your granddaughter have any other guardians at this time? Or are you her only one?
I am her only one. I have been meaning to take her to the city. Although I don't know if this would be sort of the vacation that she deserves.
It is very dangerous travel for a child as well.
Yes. I'm familiar with the travel. And he pulls up the picture that you had shown him earlier. Mm-hmm. This might be the closure I'm looking for, though.
I'll leave that choice up to you. I'm not going to pressure you to do that, especially with all the risk the travel will take. But if you would like to come with us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Roll me a persuasion, John, at advantage.
Finally, someone who should be rolling persuasion.
Finally, someone with a
Oh
plus
my
6.
god.
14.
Plus 6,
I forgot
wow.
I was muted. Guidance.
Are we counting
Bird,
that?
help.
We it's probably on recording, so yeah, I believe him.
I was muted
for
on
sure.
the recording as well.
Oh, motherfucker.
I was trying to say
Never mind,
guidance.
he's a liar.
Burn, I believe you. I 100% believe you. 100%.
16 then.
Very well. I do have family. Rather distant in Meyerfell. That me and Lillian can stay in. I would need a day before we could actually travel. But I would be willing to entertain the idea that my father was trying to reach out, even through a small child. He was always in tune with the spiritual nature of life.
We can definitely wait a day. We at least need rest before we head back as well.
Very well. Kanari has just thought of something as I see through the text messages. New theories, new theories. Well, perhaps that will be another day.
This man just broke the fourth wall.
In theory, thanks for watching.
I mean,
Thanks, I hate it.
I don't tell everyone about all of Meeple's theories.
That's because meeples aren't important.
I think that maybe that Kanari is like super into me, maybe.
You're the soft dimension. Get out of here.
Maybe just a little bit.
I'd like to use all of my abilities to maximize all of the lightning damage that I can do. Direct it directly onto meeples.
Call it here.
Bogey?
Yeah.
Woo!
Thanks for listening, everyone.
I didn't ruin everything, guys. It's totally
We had to
fine.
roll.
This
We had to
time.
roll a lot.
Thanks for
We got there.
having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
I
You are
guess
always
I'm
welcome.
not dead yet. I guess I need to come back.
You will have to
We
come
can fix
back.
that.
I got a gun.
Well,
I have a
at the start of
shotgun.
at the start of next session, maybe.
Okay.